Okay, we're live.
Welcome. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Should we go ahead and do introductions?
That's probably good.
Hi. Hi, I'm Merida. Nice to meet you.
Hello.
Hello, I'm Princess. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. You could go.
Hello, I'm Princess Pat. So sorry.
Do we want to switch up the order or continue down the order?
I think we're going up, down.
Okay. Okay. Hi, I'm Jane Porter.
Hi, I'm Rapunzel.
Hi, I'm Ariel.
And that's everybody here. So I think we're just waiting for questions to pop in. How's everybody doing?
I'm doing all right.
Doing just fine, you know. Catching up on my reading. Sorry, Ariel, I'm eating your friends.
What?
It's fish.
Oh, that's fine. That's just candy.
Yeah.
Okay, we have one question so far from Annabeth Chase asking, Belle, what is your favorite book?
Well, I do love my adventure stories, but I am quite fond of love stories like Romeo and Juliet, so I'm gonna have to say Romeo and Juliet. It's just a tragic love story that's timeless.
Jane and I are just sitting here as two other avid readers. Like,
Yes.
Well, Jane, what's your favorite book?
Let's see. I really enjoy, this is going to sound just reveal how much of a nerd I am in many ways, but I really enjoy Darwin's examination of species, even though we kind of have discovered that that's not actually true in many ways. Like there's some flaws in it. The theory of evolution is quite fascinating. So.
I have no idea what my favorite book is. Don't ask me.
I mean, have you read Beowulf?
I haven't read Beowulf, but I have read a lot of Sherlock Holmes.
Can't say I've read Beowulf yet. I'll have to ask Beast to see if he'll read it with me.
My father used to read Beowulf when I was a child, so.
I'm thinking of the wrong book.
Yeah, classic piece of Scottish literature.
Oh, Marvelly Misguided Gaming asked, Rapunzel, has it been strange adjusting to castle life? Yes, very much so. People in castles wear shoes, and it's kind of weird that I don't wear shoes, and people, look at me with weird looks, but it is what it is, and I love living with Eugene. He's staying at the castle as well, and I love being with my parents. Oh, Reed Dita asked, everyone that has one, how's the horse?
Felipe's doing wonderful. He's adjusted quite well to living with the beast.
Maximus is doing just fine. He's out there fighting crime as we speak.
I think that just leaves Merida. I don't think Ariel and I really have a horse.
No, I was just waiting to see if you guys did. Yeah, Angus is doing very well.
It's not really, a horse doesn't really can't really do very much in the jungle. It's not a bit densely packed.
I don't think you can really ride a horse in the water, can you, Ariel?
Sometimes.
Do you have any seahorse friends?
I have lots of seahorse friends. Sometimes the humans like to ride their horses into the ocean and you can see their little feet under the water.
Oh.
No, actually, we have a story of kelpies, which are water horses. Have you ever seen a kelpie?
I don't think so. I'm not from around where you're from.
I think I once read a book about kelpies.
I know a lot about kelpies. I've read a lot about them. Zero Queen asked to all, favorite season? I'm gonna have to say spring because of all of the flowers. And the air is just so nice.
I'm gonna have to say winter because it's just a nice season to just sit inside and curl up on the fireplace with a good, really good book and just have some nice tea. I'm gonna say winter.
I mean, so at least where I live currently, there's not that much difference between the seasons. I mean, we kind of have like the rainy season at times, and most of the time it's rather warm and humid. And I just can't. I mean, the humidity is quite terrible right here. But back when I lived in London, I really liked springtime because once it finally got to a point where it wasn't quite as rainy, and we got like just before we hit the dry season, you know, right in that end of the rainy season, that was very enjoyable.
Yeah, I'm a fan of summer.
Yeah, I think it's spring or summer. Spring, I can smell the flowers. I mean, I never used to be able to do that when I was underwater, so it's really nice. It's pretty.
Isadora Jane asked to all, favorite thing to snack on during the day? I'm personally partial to chocolate fudge. Although
Really?
the cook makes a lot of really good pastries.
Really, I'll eat anything that Mrs. Potts puts up, but the gray stuff is delicious.
I mean, I'm a fan of just snacking on berries when I'm out and about.
Snacking on what?
Berries.
Oh, okay. I heard fairies. Sorry. I I was very confused.
I really like papaya, so it's, yeah, there's lots of it around, and it's pretty good.
It's so hard to pick. There's so many wonderful foods that you can have. I really just like fresh fruits and things that grow above the water that I never got to have.
Have you ever tried seaweed salad?
Yes. Most of our salad is seaweed down there.
That is true. Yes.
Oh, up in the north of Scotland, we have it's where they talk like this. Um, like they go more like but they have sheep that go down uh to the water's edge and they go and snack on the seaweed, and it's supposed to it's supposed to have some sort of healing property. That was just a fun fact. I don't know what I'm talking about.
It was a
I'll
little
believe
fun
anything.
fact.
It's good to, have some fun facts in the, brain.
Ariel, there are two questions that are fairly similar, so you can answer them in one. But Annabeth Chase asked, do you see your mermaid family much anymore? And Madison Taylor asked, how are your sisters?
I go down to the water to visit my family every once in a while, but they don't really like to come close to shore very often. So it's a few times a year they'll all come and say hello. I think from what I've heard, my sisters are good. Last time I heard.
I think it's really cool that you guys are all mermaids.
Yeah. I do miss it down there sometimes.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit scary. We have mermaids and finfolk in Scotland, but they're not friendly.
Just love stories about mermaids. They're so ethereal and so magical.
Belle, or Annabeth Chase asked Belle, have you repaired the castle from the scratch marks everywhere?
We're still working on it. You know, he's definitely got over his anger issues, but there's still quite a bit of work to do. So now we have a ton of help because everybody's human again. But there's still just a lot of work to be done. It takes time and it takes a lot of patience. Tapestries, though, they're
And Annabeth Chase asked me, do my tears still heal? No, that was like a one-time thing where the remaining sun drop magic was still in me, and I was able to release it through that tear. I no longer have any sun drop magic in me. That's why my hair is brown. I mean, unless some like crazy incident happened where I, got my magic back, but that seems incredibly unlikely. Oh, Annabeth Chase asked Belle, do you practically live in the library?
all the time. If I could sleep in there, I would. Though, to account for that, I take a couple of books that I'm currently reading and take them with me to my bedroom. But I spend all my time in the library, reading all the books that I can. There's still some that I can't read because they're in a language I don't understand.
Well, then you just learn the language.
I will. I'll have to learn Latin. Or Greek. I don't know why we have them.
Greek sounds like it would be a fun language to learn.
And then I can communicate with people who use the language on a daily basis.
Does anybody here speak more than one language?
I only know sign language.
I learned. Oh. I say I learned a little bit of Grilla, basically. I don't know if that's not really a term for it from Tarzan. Not very much. It's very difficult to learn, obviously, but just a little bit of it. And then I speak a little bit of Latin as well, just because many of the species names and that kind of thing are in Latin.
I've got a bit of Gaelic, and not speaking, but reading some older Futhark, which is a type of rune from the Norse, because they came in the top of Scotland for a while.
Ariel, what about you?
Well, I speak a lot of different fish languages. English is the first human language I've learned, but there's so many amazing ones. I don't know, I'm trying to pick up a little bit of Spanish and French here and there, but it's going to take me a while.
I'd love to learn a bunch of languages. I just haven't had a lot of time since leaving the tower.
Yeah, I've been trying to pick up Spanish, but I only know 2 words at the moment.
What 2 words?
Hola, niño!
That's a start.
I learned it from my one of my little brothers, Hamish.
Ah. Oh wait, how many little brothers do you have?
I have 3. They're triplets.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah.
Sorry, back to the questions. Isidore Jane asked, to all, Girl in Red, Sweater Weather, or Everybody Talks. I personally love listening to Sweater Weather.
Skyboat song? Is that an option?
What? Okay, so for those of you who are unaware, these songs have listening to them mean something besides just listening to them.
Oh,
Like a code?
Yeah, it's like a code.
hmm.
So Girl in Red means that you like girls. And Sweater Weather means that you're bisexual. And Everybody Talks means that you're gay.
Hmm.
Well, as much as I love my beast, I have to say I do listen to Sweater Weather. Why my town found me so odd.
I just like archery.
I mean, I haven't listened to any of those songs for you, but with the code phrasing I was saying, I
You humans are so confusing with your codes.
Madison Taylor asked, to all, how are your significant others? And to Merida, how is your mother?
Well, my ma's doing very well.
Ever since Adam became human, we've had a lot of less hairy situations, though I wish he would grow a beard sometimes. But he's definitely a lot calmer nowadays. He doesn't destroy any books or anything like that, and it's wonderful that everybody's human again. But no, Adam is doing wonderful, especially with his stuff.
Well, Eugene is doing great. You know, he's living in the castle here, like I said earlier. And my parents aren't the most thrilled about his past, but they really care about him, and I think that he will make he'll be able to stay in the castle permanently.
Eric's good. He's very busy. He goes out on a lot of ship excursions or whatever he calls them. But I get a lot of quality time with Melody alone at home, so it's nice.
Charles is doing really well, so we've been continuing to improve and fix up the treehouse that his parents had built when they first arrived in Africa, and just it's becoming along really well, which is fantastic. As much as he's enjoyed living outside his whole life, I needed a little bit more shelter when I moved to Africa, so he's been wonderful at helping to help, fix up the treehouse basically, so that we have a place to live, and we of course still spend a lot of time outside and just with the gorillas and. It's been quite good.
Annabeth Chase asked to Merida, do bears bother you?
I mean, the concept of bears, no. If one's coming for my neck, yes. I feel like that's a normal reaction.
Mother Gothel used to scare me from the outside world by talking about bears.
Yeah, luckily we don't have.
And snakes. And the plague.
Luckily we don't have too many or any bears in Africa. However, the panthers can be quite terrifying, and there was a tiger that was an issue for a while, but Tarzan took care of that before I arrived. So now we just have the panthers to deal with, and they can be quite dangerous if you don't know where to avoid.
I don't believe we have any bears in the surrounding woods, but we definitely have wolves.
Oh, nice. We do too.
Quite frightening.
Oh, Lyra Daphne asked Belle, have you ever tried to repair old books?
I have. If most of it is legible, I will try my best to fill in the blanks, maybe some grammatical errors and touch together, or if the bounding is a little bit off, I'll have my papa help. He'll help me to fix the books to make sure that they're in working order and I can read them. Wonderful.
To Annabeth Chase asked to Ariel, shellfish are shellfish selfish?
Oh yes, they definitely are. I can't really explain it, but there's just something. They're always just looking out for themselves.
But have you seen the lass who sells seashells on the seashore?
Yes, it's one of the first people I met when I got on land.
Annabeth Chase asked me, where's Pascal? He's off having fun with Maximus right now. Those two get into so much trouble when they're together. Annabeth Chase asked Belle, do you write?
All the time. I try to write, I have been working on a new book, a new adventure about the Beast and I, but sometimes I just like writing in a journal about my day, and it helps me feel my emotions and kind of, explain them sometimes. Sometimes days can be stressful, and you need a little book, little writing to help soothe your emotions.
Mug asked Ariel, favorite human thing?
Ooh. Well, I have a whole room in the palace to collecting human things still, even though, there's so many around me. So all my favorite ones I put in the room, but my very favorite thing still is a dingle hopper. And the kitchen found me a giant dingle hopper, and I can use it so much better as a hairbrush now.
That's a fork.
Was it one human?
No, this is a dingle hopper.
I think you might be a bit confused there, lass.
Well, my friend Scuttle told me one time that this is a dingle hopper.
And Scuttle would know that it's a dingle hopper because
he knows everything about humans.
Oh, so he's a human.
No, he's a seagull.
You know what? I'll believe it then.
Yeah, I'll trust that. Seagulls are everywhere.
They're terrifying. I don't want to guess on the wrong side of a seagull.
If anything, language is pretty moldable. I know when I first speaking with Tarzan, getting to understand English and such, he got mistaken for what Clayton meant. Clayton was someone that was on the troop of us who was supposed to be security, but had his own ideas. And he thought that a gunshot was called Clayton, and so associated Clayton with a gunshot. It was got on Clayton's nerves quite a bit, but language can be difficult.
Oh, Annabeth Chase asked Ariel, how is Scuttle so smart?
Well, I mean, he knows a lot about humans. But he's not, Scuttle's not the smartest. Sometimes he makes mistakes, but he does know a lot about humans because he hangs out on land. One of my only friends that hung out there so much. Followed all the humans around. He just knows everything.
Yeah, if he's a seagull, he's trying to get our fish and chips. Can't trust a seagull.
Oh, Scuttle will never eat fish. Maybe chips. I mean, he tells me he doesn't eat fish. Do seagulls eat fish?
I have some bad news for you about a seagull's diet.
I once read a book about seagulls, and their diet definitely consists of chips. Not regularly, but they definitely consume.
Well, I am going to take a trip down to the beach after this.
I'm sure Scuttle's different. I'm sure he doesn't enjoy your friend. I'm sure he enjoys your friends alive more than in his gullet.
I mean, if he really did like fish, he would have eaten flounder a million times.
I mean, to be fair, I think seagull's diet consists more of smaller fish. So if flounder has got any good size on him, he should be safe.
His lip is big.
Oh my god.
That looks a bit too big for a seagull to eat.
Yeah, it's about pretty much the same size as Scuttle is.
From Carter is here. To all, how many of your parents are still alive?
That's a question.
Yeah.
I mean, both of my parents are alive.
My papa's still alive, and he's doing wonderful.
I mean, my parents are doing great. We had a little bit of a, iffy spell there, but we're fine.
I was kidnapped from my parents for a while, so I didn't have both of them, but I'm fine now, and we're all together, so it's the past.
I mean, my father... Oh, sorry. You go ahead, Ariel.
My father's still alive. He's still watching over the ocean.
Yeah, so my father's doing pretty well. He chose to stay in Africa with Charles and I as well, just to continue our study of the gorillas and embark on this new adventure. He's doing really well, so...
Annabeth Chase asked, are you reading or writing? I'm watching you write or read. I think they're talking to you, Jane.
Oh, I'm actually sketching. We ran across a very cute... I mean, I cut my distance this time. A very cute monkey, though, the other day, and I was just sketching him. I'm not sure if we could get the exposure down, so...
Are monkeys...
Oh, that is lovely.
So. Can you not go near monkeys?
Well, so you can't. It depends. I encountered, on one of my first days in Africa, I encountered a very cute smaller monkey, and I drew a sketch of him as well. And when I showed him his sketch, he stole it, and my entire sketchbook, actually. So, but yes, it was, I mean, that alone wasn't the issue. It was when his parents, the rest of his family, found what had happened. They were very upset. So... So I've been more careful now about, intruding on the boundaries. So, but yeah, so I'm just sketching. So.
Annabeth Chase asked Belle, thoughts on I can't spell his name, but guy in red shirt who is annoying.
Yes, Dawn. There are many words to describe Yes, Dawn, and pleasant is not one that I would use. He doesn't even read. all the girls in the village would swoon over him, and I never saw the appeal. At least Adam was willing to learn how to read.
Adam sounds like a lovely guy.
Oh, he's wonderful. He's so pleasant to be around, and there's times where he can't read the stories, so he'll listen to me read to him, and Chip listens in as well, and it's a wonderful time, much more wonderful than Gaston.
This is gonna be an interesting question to answer, but Annabeth Chase asked Ariel, do you have a favorite sister?
If I answered that, it would cause a lot of drama within my sisters. There's lots of us, and it would get back to them somehow.
How many sisters do you have? That's a lot. I wouldn't be able to keep track of them. I don't have any siblings, so.
Me either.
Yeah, I have a hard enough time with the 3 boys.
Jane, do you have any siblings?
I don't have any siblings. However, I do have a couple of close friends from when I was at finishing school, who, I mean, we definitely have changed a lot in our lives since we moved forward with our lives. But they did visit me at one point in the jungle, and despite our differences, we found a way to get through it. I don't know if I can name any of them my favorite though. They're like sisters to me as well.
Well, I don't have any siblings, but I'm really close to my handmaid, Cassandra. She's great.
I consider Chip like a little brother to me. He's so wonderful. Can be a handful sometimes, but
Annabeth Chase asked Jane, are the gorillas nice to you?
Oh yes, they are. They're very kind. So it took a long time to meet them. Actually, we actually almost left without getting to meet them in Africa at all, because Tarza was trying to protect them, which was arguably the right call. But since we've been living in Africa, I've gotten to experience how the gorillas live a lot more closely and learn a lot about their family groups and that sort of thing. So, yes.
Annabeth Chase asked me, do I at some level understand Pascal? And yeah, it's at some level. Obviously, he can't talk, but he's really good at communicating in other ways. Like he has kind of this. He uses kind of like a sign language of sorts, but mostly just like gestures and movements and facial expressions that I can read really well.
They also asked me if I know how to use any other weapons. Yeah, Paul. I'm proficient with a sword. I know my way around a dirk. I just prefer bow and arrow.
I prefer frying pan.
That's a utensil.
Yeah, but it's a really good weapon. Have you ever knocked somebody out with a cast iron frying pan?
No!
You should try it. I have surprisingly built up really good arm strength because cast iron frying pans are really heavy.
The Scottish we already have a reputation. I'm not going to add to that with a frying pan.
Wow. Okay. Sorry.
I once thought about hitting Gaston with a book, but then it would hurt the book, and I just couldn't do it.
That's so true. Annabeth Chase asked to all favorite animal. I think I have to say chameleon.
If it's favorite, like specific animal, Angus, but like
I think
type of,
they mean like type of animal.
then I like a Harris Hawk. You know, just free and flying.
There's something about just a big furry animal that draws me in. Like boars. They're just so cute. I have read about them, so they are quite a bit dangerous. But I feel like boars, and I am fond of horses because of Felipe. Just any furry animal. Does beast count?
I feel like Beast is a specific animal. And he's no longer an animal, right?
No, he's turned human now.
I don't think it's any surprise that gorillas are some of my favorite animals. So they're very interesting and very, very intelligent too. So I mean, it's the whole reason I went to Africa.
I like seahorses a lot. And then I like land horses too.
Lyra Daphne asked to all, thoughts on women's rights? I think they should have them. As a woman myself, I'm very partial to having rights.
Yeah, everyone should have rights. It's not even a question, really. Like,
Absolutely right to whatever we can, you know. In a lot of places, women don't have the right to read. That is crazy.
Yeah,
Human rights are basic rights, and
Absolutely.
everybody should have human rights.
Human
I mean,
rights. Everybody.
yeah, I did just talk about the Scottish stereotype, which also, you know, if you're against people having rights, I'll get ya. Let's go.
I have a frying pan, and I'm not afraid to use it.
Gotcha.
I think this entire panel would come after you.
yes. Yeah, I think women's rights are super important. And like, I would really like it right now to have at least from my time, we have Queen Victoria on the throne right now, which is actually quite empowering to see a woman be in charge, despite how many people, didn't want her on the throne. But women's rights are vitally important.
Zero Queen asked to all, would you visit each other's kingdoms?
I would. Yeah.
Sorry, is it saying yes? I would visit everybody's kingdom. Ariels, I think I might have a bit of a problem breathing in your underwater kingdom, but I think your above ground kingdom I will definitely have to take a visit to.
I think I mean, I love going, exploring new places and visiting new places. So. However, there's some delays. I mean, we don't really have frequent boats leaving from Africa, so.
I would love to visit any of your kingdoms. I think I've only visited Arendelle, which is where Queen Elsa and Princess Anna live. But yeah,
Yeah, I would love to see more of the human world. I really haven't been much farther than my kingdom right on the beach, so
Oh, you should come to Scotland.
it sounds fun there.
Oh, it's great.
I do love learning about new cultures, so being able to experience them is a lot more thrilling sometimes than just, just seeing a book, maybe I could see the castle instead of just seeing a picture.
Yeah. I can introduce you to the wild haggis we have. They have, on one side, their legs are shorter, because they can only run round hills anti-clockwise.
Oh.
True story.
That's certainly very interesting. We have a lot of very fresh toasted baguettes. I think you guys would all love them.
Oh, I would go for a baked good anytime. We don't really have a way of baking very much in the jungle, so.
I saw a question that I quite like
Yeah.
from characters here. A way to quickly summarize what happened between me and my mom. Yes. I gave my mommy a cake. She turned into a big bear, and the old man tried to do it in. If that's not pure mass, I don't know what is.
Somehow, I'm not sure if that clarifies things.
Why?
I don't know. I understood every word, but it still doesn't. That's a lot.
Yeah.
It's one of us.
Annabeth Chase asked Ariel, "Are you technically Percy Jackson's niece?"
Yeah, yeah, Uncle Percy, yeah.
I think I read those books.
We have the same grandpa.
That's cool.
I've read the books myself, and I feel like if I were in them, I would be a daughter of Athena, personally. That is wisdom.
I mean, yeah. I'd want to go with Apollo, but I wouldn't want to give up all my heritage and culture for it. The English already did that enough. Isidore Jane asked us, favorite memory.
Well, there was this one time during winter that Adam he was still a beast at this time, so he was still trying to adapt to being more civilized, and he had porridge all over his face, but he still was pretty enduring, and he was trying his best, and it was just a nice little time, especially seeing right after it, he started to feed the birds, and he had such little soft paws. Oh, it was precious.
I think my favorite memory is from when I was a very, very little child. I was in my crib, and I remember both of my parents smiling down at me.
I guess I can go next. So I would say probably my favorite memory was when we finally got to go and actually meet the gorillas and just see that they were. I mean, just like my father and I always thought. People kept telling us that they were just going to be, primitive and. I mean, they are animals, but that they were going to be, not in family groups and aggressive and dangerous and all these things that just weren't true at all. And so it was just amazing to see them and just the care that like the mother gorillas had for their young and the family groups they had and how they all worked together and it was an amazing experience.
I think probably my first day on land, just because my whole life I just really wanted to be there, and it was just so amazing, and the new sights and the new smells, and it's such a beautiful day.
For me, it would be when the boys were younger, and we all went down to the kitchens, and me ma and da and I we taught them how to make cootie dumplings and flour everywhere, but it was a simple time.
Meme Chef asked, to all favorite baked goods.
Cootie dumplings.
Baguettes.
Croissants are really good, especially chocolate croissants.
I'm a big fan of Russian tea cakes. They're just so delicious.
Definitely blueberry pie.
Annabeth Chase asked Ariel, do you ever regret turning human?
No, a lot of amazing things have happened since I turned human. I mean, I kind of regret how it happened, but it's what I had to do. And I mean, I get to see my family sometimes. I've gone back a couple times, so no.
Isadora Jane asked, to all, do you like coffee?
What's
Coffee.
I'm more of a tea person myself, personally.
Coffee is quite good, but I also would have to agree. Tea is my main beverage of choice. So.
I love coffee. And I put so much milk and sugar in mine.
Yeah, I'm more of a tea and hot chocolate kind of person. I feel like the coffee just gets me too energized.
Well, it does get me too energized, but that's just the fun of it.
Earlier I had a question in the chat which I was waiting to answer because I wanted to do a sketch of it first, but asking what my favorite plant was. And so my favorite plant is the Gloriosa Superia, which also is known as a flame lily. We have the quite many places, so let's see if I can get. Here we go. But it kind of looks like this. It's a rough sketch. I didn't have the yellow to express the yellow in the leaves, but
that looks like a red version of the sunflower.
Oh, potentially. It might have been. It was the sunflower type of lily? Because there's more than one type of lily. This is just
I don't know.
the Gloriosa. Superbia is one type of many types of lily.
That's such a good drawing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I did not have my watercolors to finish it, so it was just a quick sketch with some ink. So
I don't have my sketchbook with me, but if I did, I'd totally draw the sunflowers.
I'd
So
be
you,
interested to see that at some point, so I can see if I've ever seen that species before.
yeah.
They're just like my roses.
You know, I think a lot of people underestimate the thistle, and it's our national flower as well. So
I'm trying to remember what they're called, but there's a whole field of these little blue flowers behind.
grass,
No, blue. You know what
grass.
they're called? The little blue flowers? I don't know. There's a huge field of them, and they kind of look like the ocean. Little
I
tip.
guess it would depend on what region of the world you're in. So
Yeah.
Over here it would probably be forget-me-nots.
Hmm.
Were you saying that grass is blue, Merida?
Yeah, you can have bluegrass. There's a whole genre of music named after it.
I'm not sure that the actual grass is blue though.
Yeah.
Okay.
forget me nots would be like the.
I don't know any better, so I'm not gonna argue with you on that.
I don't
I-
think I've seen bluegrass.
Yeah, you can get bluegrass and red as well. Like on the heather moors. You can
That
get all
sounds
sorts of
really
grass.
cool.
Interesting. I mean, I know, yeah. So, if it's anywhere over in Europe, forget-me-nots, Mesosis, are quite beautiful, and they can make the whole field turn blue.
Annabeth Chase asked Merida, "What is your favorite color of grass?"
Well, that's a good question, actually. I do like the red grass of the heather moors. Because it just always looks like an autumn day, even when you're, heading up a mountain in summer.
Annabeth Chase asked to all, favorite type of tea?
Sorry.
I really like a rose black tea. It smells like roses and it tastes really good.
I completely agree. My favorite is rose black tea. Mrs. Potts makes it.
I really like jasmine tea.
I don't know the name of any types of tea. I can't say I drink tea or coffee. I like the one that's brown.
Most tea turns brown.
Brown. Might enjoy a nice chamomile.
I like Earl Grey a lot.
Annabeth Chase asked to all, favorite poison plant? I think that I don't really come into contact with a whole lot of poisonous plants, but I think the belladonna plant looks really cool and has a really pretty name.
You know, I do quite like the European doll eyes. They're a type of berries and they look like tiny beautiful eyes, so it's almost like they're always watching you, and I'm kind of used to inanimate objects watching me. Not anymore, but there was a wardrobe who would.
That's terrifying.
Madame Grandela-Bouche is very eccentric.
I don't know. There's a lot of poison plants I like. They're just really pretty. Like the deadly nightshade, obviously. Belladonna, beautiful. Oleander. And then just the common ones you get in the garden. Like the most garden plants are poisonous. Like apple trees. You can find those in poison gardens as well.
Is it because of the cyanide in the seeds?
Yeah.
Oh.
My favorite plant is poisonous plant would be the Vermishna. It's also known as the angel's trumpet, and they're these little flowers that kind of hang down. They're quite poisonous though, but they're very beautiful. And I will be right back in just one moment.
I don't really know much about poison plants because I don't know, I haven't been here long enough to study land plants.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Is there
And I
anything
mean,
poisonous in the ocean that you quite enjoy, like sea urchins?
Sea urchins
That's
are
not a
funny
plant,
looking.
though.
I like them.
Yeah. Cuttlefish are
well,
quite cute in my opinion.
I've never seen a sea urchin before in real life. I've only seen like drawings and stuff.
Yeah, they're cute little things.
There's one question I want to answer before we look for a final question. But Annabeth Chase asked me, does my hair still grow quickly? Yes, it does, which is why my hair is so short right now. It keeps growing and growing, so I always cut it really short and let it grow out to my shoulders and then cut it again. And we should probably start looking for a final question.
Oh, I like the one we just got from Isadora Jane.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Do you want to read
Favorite
that?
story genre?
Oh, Jane, we can't hear you.
Here we go. Sorry. I was just gonna say mine's pretty easy. I really enjoy reading a good nonfiction paper or study and that kind of thing. So people think they're boring, but I promise you they're not as boring as they sound.
I really love historical fiction dramas, especially like the romance ones. Those are really fun to read.
My top genre is definitely adventure stories with tearing sword fights, but my very close seconds are love stories, romance stories.
The best is when they're combined into one.
Yes. Oh, like the stories where, a princess goes and saves the prince.
I know plenty of those types of stories.
I love the epic poems that tell stories like Beowulf or we in Scotland we have a big oral tradition. We pass down our stories more than write them down, and a lot of them revolve around the Fae, the fair folk, Selkies, Kelpies, Finfolk, the Nucklavi, all the amazing things that reside up here.
Yeah, we didn't really have many books underwater because, paper. But now that I've been up for a while, I've read a lot of adventure books. That makes me want to go see more things in the world.
Awesome. Okay, so stay safe, everybody. Socially distance. Stay healthy.
Wear a mask.
Be responsible and just have fun. If I can, self-isolate in a tower for almost 18 years, so can you.
And don't forget, you must not forget to do your homework tonight, or when you can.
And also
Wasn't
protect people's rights.
Yeah, that's a really big one.
Yes. So yeah, make sure you're staying safe and healthy and just mindful of the environment around you. So
Yeah. Do unto others as you would have done to yourself.
yes. And sorry, just give me one moment to get the stream wrapped up. We awkwardly vibe to say goodbye. Sorry, everybody. Oh, there seems to be some clip. I'm sorry, I'm having some kind of glitch happening on this end of things.
It's okay. Yeah. Bye, guys. This stream was fun.
Okay, let's see. Sorry, one more moment as I try to get this glitch sorted out.
Until then, the poetry of Robbie Burns. My heart's in the Highlands. No.
Okay. Alright, can't get the glitch figured out, but we'll just have to sign off, so farewell, everybody. Hello everybody, it says the radar. So as you can see, we're having some glitches with our end card. I just cannot get it to work for some reason, so I'm going to verbally read off our end card. Today we had, oh, I think I just figured out what the issue was. But it's okay, I'm just going to read off the end card. We had It Be Emily as Belle on the panel today, and then we had Carter's here as Rapunzel, Accidental Galaxy appeared as Ariel, Artemis Outrider as Emerida, and myself as Jane Porter. Thank you guys all so much for hanging out with us on the live stream. We will be going live again tomorrow at the same time doing a Roddenverse panel, and then we'll be concluding our weekend with a Avatar panel on Sunday. So continue to be awesome and just have an excellent day, everybody. We appreciate you all so much, and continue to be healthy and safe, and just, yeah.